Hey everybody, hope everybody's having a great night. This is here, so I'm going to try going live on my Facebook and on YouTube. So give me 1 second. This is the first time I've ever tried going live on two different things from one computer. So okay, so tonight's the night. Yeah, it's been interesting. I've been writing on the website here, at least one post for the last week. Definitely been turning it up a little bit over the last few days. So yeah, it's if you haven't had a chance to take a look at some of the things that I've been posting. Mexico, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah, which absolutely amazing. Lots of beautiful things along the way. Had a few opinion pieces on there about mostly a little bit of politics, a few just personal things for myself or about myself. Because one of the goals was that I wanted people to learn about me, and I hope that that's what people moving forward will continue to do is let us know about you, who you are as a person, what things are important to you. Most importantly, I talked about my dog. That was number one. I knew that I had to write about my dog at some point. I knew that I was going to have to write about relationships at some point. And, just posted one of those a little bit ago. Still have one more day to continue doing things, so I plan on posting quite a bit between tonight and tomorrow. So yeah, it's been interesting. I look forward to seeing what other people do with it. I think it was funny how this morning when I noticed important, because this is going to be the last time I ever am in charge of the site. So want to make sure I leave it on an important note. So that was my time with it. A little bit more to wrap up tomorrow. But today we're talking about the next people up. And I just wanted to kind of really quickly go through, and I do want to let everybody know that at 5:55, the final tallies of support votes in the queue is the final vote total that will be put in for selection. So let me give the queue address real quick here. All right, so at 5:55, we're finalizing it. No more support votes for anybody. That's how many entries that each person is going to get. Right now, it looks like Lindsay is really leading the pack by quite a bit. So she's about almost a quarter favorite right now. A little over 25% chance of being selected. She'll definitely. Let's just kind of run through the people who are in there right now. Lindsay, I think she's a talented writer. She's worked with me on some other things that I've done before. She gave me a great post for my Rogue Wanderer site, so I'll be very interested. And it sticks with her discussion, which she wanted to kind of talk about aviation life. That'll definitely be interesting. Kevin is another person that I've worked with before on my Rogue Wanderer site. He did a great post for me. I loved his storytelling ability. He told a great story of a hike that he did at Harney Peak in South Dakota, and how he met an older gentleman who really helped him kind of put life in perspective a little bit. So that was a really good post. So I look forward to, if he gets chosen, he'd be great. He's a great storyteller. Heather is somebody who I know has a lot to say. She wanted to talk about downfall of parenting and the effects on children and society. So that would definitely be a really interesting discussion topic. It's something that I'm not familiar with in any way, shape, or form. So it'd be great to hear what she has to say about that. Jessie, one of my best friends, she's hilarious. I am interested to see what she might do with things, just because she has a sense of humor unlike anybody else that I've ever known. Usually a little off the wall, a little crazy, so it's always funny to see and hear what she has to say. So I look forward to that. Marlene is one of my mom and dad's best friends. She is I don't really know how else to say it other than she's a crazy biker lady, and she's awesome. She is a great story maker as well. I think that she's the type of person who just doesn't know what boring is. Every moment of her life seems to be pretty entertaining and interesting. Carly she's a really well thought out person. I know that she put a lot of thought into her topic. Life, Death, and Dying, Volume 4. I know that she had told me that it was based on something that she had read in fiction class, no, 8th grade English, I think it was. So that'd be pretty interesting. I'd love to see where she goes with that. She also hinted that she might talk about nail polish, so that could be an interesting discussion as well. Promise I'll get involved in that one if she talks about it. Josh is another really good friend of mine. He's a very strong thinker. He's on the political side. He's very he has a lot to say about politics. Hey everybody, sorry I haven't been checking the chat comments because I'm just kind of going through this real quick. Hey George, from Aruba, you're even checking this out. I feel very proud that you're checking this out from Aruba. Going back to the breakdown, Laura, another really interesting. She's got great things to say. I used to work with her, so I love having discussions. Every once in a while, we go out for happy hours or different parties throughout that our coworkers were throwing, and she always had great things to talk about. So I'm sure that she'll be able to bring a lot to this. And I know that she's also very, very politically motivated too. So I mean, there's a lot of things that she probably have to say about that. Sheba is one of my coworkers right now. Great. She's a really good writer. There's no doubt about it. She's a great writer. She actually does our notes for our meetings at work. And it's the first time I've ever actually been entertained reading notes. She always has a different theme and makes it interesting in some way. And Sarah I know that she has a very interesting life. I know that she has, I actually met her. She was a bartender at Tukey's when I first started going there. But I know that she's a really, really big on family these days. I know that her kids are the world to her, so I think that'll be really interesting as well if she gets selected. So all right, let's do a quick refresh and see what the totals are at. See if there was any change. And by the way, Jen, who was one of the people who was entered, did ask me to have him taken off today. Just because he is expecting to have surgery this week. So apparently he doesn't want to do this well on painkillers. So I think that would make it more entertaining, but no for him. So he pulled out, and he was actually one of the people with about 5 votes. So changed the percentages for a lot of people. All right, 3 minutes to go. So I don't see any changes. Thanks, George. Posted, please do. I tried as much as possible to just be open about myself, be open about things that I wanted to talk about, things that I think are important in life. So I hope that that's kind of the way that other people approach it. I'd love to see people talk about the things that they find are important, and I know it's going to differ for every single person. For me, it's road trips and national parks and politics that George totally disagrees with in every way. So you need to sign up so we can get some of your opinions out there too, man. I think that that's the important thing, is it needs to be balanced. And unfortunately, a lot of my people who actually still follow me and pay attention to my posts are people who share my political beliefs. So as much as possible, I'd love to get differing opinions in there. I'd love to see other things like that posted. So we are 1 minute away. So let me turn on my app real quick. And this is how I'm going to be doing the selection. Hey, Lisa from Aruba. I hope you're having a good time. What time is it in Aruba? This is how we're going to be picking them. So I agree, George. We do. I love our discussions, so I'm totally fine with that. And I hope that someday you'll volunteer to be a part of this and give it a shot. Let us have a good debate on the website. So, Let's see. Okay, it is 6 o'clock on the dot. There were no changes in voting, so all I had to do was remove Justin from the list. So as soon as I press down on the screen, it will be the next person. So it's going to be interesting. Here we go. 2, 1. Who do we got? Kevin. So it's Kevin. I'm a little nervous about that one because he hasn't responded to any of my latest messages, and I don't even know if he's actually still on this, or if he's actually even had a chance to check out the site yet. So yeah, so we may have to do another selection, but I hope that he's still in. I know he's a great author and a great storyteller, so I look forward to seeing what he can do with it. There it is. So it's Kevin. I'll share this. I'll try to get a hold of him and see if he's still up for it. Fingers crossed we won't have to do this again tomorrow. So. All right. Okay. Well, I hope you guys are having fun in Aruba. I am going to head over to Tukey's to watch some UFC at this point. So, yeah. And notify Kevin that he won. So, all right. Have a good night, everybody.